Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Advancement Center and to the world of magic and miracles and to the magic of this life. Happy Labor Day to the people in America. It's a day to celebrate the labor that built this country. And it's a day for people to have picnics and cookouts, as I remember it when I was a kid. And on the East Coast of this country, it signaled the end of summer, not on the calendar, but because school was starting and the party seemed to be over. So happy Labor Day. I have a few things to share, so I'm going to get right to it. There's a field that resides below everything, a field in which everything arises out of. It is consciousness itself, and it is your consciousness too, and your expressions of your life and your consciousness come pouring out of that field with the power that can create a star. Every expression of yours where you exhibit passion, a revelation in your life, a newness comes from that field. It bubbles up inside of you. And like a pressure cooker, it pops and it comes firing out. And you can imagine the field of all wisdom, of all light, of all love, balance, and harmony percolating underneath everything. Nothing can exist outside of this field. And to see someone express what's in their heart is to look at the face of consciousness, to look at the face of God. Each time we speak to one another, with or without words, and we speak from that place of pure perfection, it is coming through that field of consciousness. That's who each one of us is. So there's never anything to worry about, never anything to fear. You are that. We are all that. So I sing these words. You are not this body. You are not your mind. You are not the thoughts you're having. You exist outside of time. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not the thoughts you're having. You exist outside of time. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You are not the thoughts you're having. You exist outside of time. Here we go. One day, while sitting with friends in the outer reaches of the universe, in the middle of laughter like we've never heard before, a semi serious statement was made by one of the friends that was in attendance. He said, "I think I want to go down to earth." In that moment, there was silence that was thick enough to cut with a knife. Then, a few seconds later, there was uproarious laughter that could be felt throughout all the universes. They could barely contain themselves as they began to ask, "Why? Are you sure? Do you know what you are in store for?" They wondered if their friend was okay. The friend began their reply by saying, "I don't understand. What's the big deal? I'm a divine, eternal, spiritual being. I was there when the earth was created. Surely I am able to overcome any difficulties that I might encounter in the physical realm." One of the friends said, "First of all, don't call me Shirley. Secondly, you're delusional, but it's because you don't remember what happened to you on your last visit." And the friend that is desiring to go said, "No, what happened?" And they said, "Well, let's say, let's just say that it didn't end well for you, but we were really happy to see you back." The one who was desiring to go said, "I just want to go because I feel like I need to complete something that I started and to gain more of a deeper awareness of all that I am. I will be more careful this time and I will stay in close contact with you all and my creator so that if I need to leave quickly, you can assist me." Once again, there was enough laughter to fill every crevice and crack in every universe. The friend said, "You won't remember who you are. You won't remember who we are. And you won't even remember who your creator is. But there will be something inside of you that allows you to feel us, even though every sense of what is real to you will be in reference to your physical world on earth." The one said, "That's impossible. Aren't I one with Source? Aren't I everywhere and everything?" The friend said, "Yes, that is true. But unfortunately, that you will stay here with us. The physical aspect of you will not remember that you and will struggle to remember and know that that you even exists." The one said, "Shit, what the hell? Did I know this the last time I went there?" The friend said, "Yes, everyone receives the briefing before this massive undertaking. But I have a strong desire to help humanity," said the one, "as well as to expand beyond what I know of myself at this moment." The friend said, "It most certainly is an honorable quest, one that takes great courage. Know that you will have the support of all of us, as well as the masters, the angels, those that have crossed over to this side, and of course, your creator." This is how it all starts. This is the story of how you and I began our journey into the physical plane, into the land of forgetfulness, and into the place where we would assist humanity and grow and expand exponentially. We have literally been dropped behind enemy lines to infiltrate the system that was set up to control, dominate, and manipulate all humanity. And at the same time, a place that was created for you to experience the physical plane and expand and grow. A conundrum, a paradox, and a mystery all rolled into one. And yet, here we are. Our mission that we chose to accept is multi layered and filled with many submissions. We have come to expand and grow, to satisfy a longing to know more of ourselves, but we have mostly come to assist humanity, to shine the light of where we have come from into the darkness of where we have gone, to show all beings who are living in this physical reality that they are divine, eternal, spiritual beings, never having been born and never able to die. That they are not the body that they see in the mirror, that they are not the thoughts that they have in their heads, that they are simply life itself, operating in a form for what will seem like 1 second of an eternal existence. A being so grand, one that can never be fully known, comprehended, or given a name, for all labels are just designations that, although needed here, are ultimately just limiting in their nature. So we picked a gender, we picked a race, we picked some parents and a family, and we said, here we go. We think it will be easy, and then we wake up in a body with the heaviness of a 2-ton truck. But we just weigh 7 pounds and 8 ounces. Everything is muted. Colors are much duller than what you can still remember of the place you left. There are new smells and things that make no sense to you, and you immediately feel within the speech patterns of your parents that they have lost their knowing and their sovereign authority has been usurped. But the biggest thing that you keep feeling is the denseness, the low vibration, the dimness of the light. And as each second goes by, you lose a piece of what you came here with. You call out for help, but no answer comes back. And in the end, the most humane thing that can happen is that you will forget. For to remember and be stuck here would simply be inhumane. There are, of course, those whose mission it is to do that, but they are fully prepared for that mission and purpose of their visit to this planet. And as you forget more and more, the program that runs this physical reality takes hold of your existence. You have now just begun your journey. Once again, know that you have the support of all heaven and earth to do this thing that you have chosen to do. And know that no matter what happens, you will always find your way back home, where your friends await your return with the biggest hug, the greatest honor, and the greatest respect that can be bestowed on another. So here we go. This is the story of a mission that a group of us embarked on some 60 years of your calendar ago. I was asked to share this story with you in the hopes that it may help you remember who you truly are. Good morning, my beloveds. Did we decide on our next adventure? I think so. There was an opportunity posted on the big board a couple of days ago that required some courageous volunteers. It read, looking for volunteers to assist in the evolution of the third dimension human species on their planet Earth. It said no experience necessary. You will receive on-the-job training and will be instructed as to what you need to do. All interested applicants must be willing to incarnate into the third dimension density and wear a physical body. This will be very challenging and not for the faint of heart. Once there will be no opportunity to turn back until the assignment is complete. Did the posting say how much they were paying? No, it just said salary commensurate with experience. In other words, it's probably minimum wage. Who's heading up this project anyway? Well, you know all these opportunities come straight from the source, which we are a part of. But I heard that the person heading this project up is one of the Ascended Masters. I think they said his name was Sunat Kumara. I don't know if I read the job posting correctly, but I think it said he was looking for either 144,000 or 188,000 volunteers. So it's a pretty big operation. What do you guys think? There was a group of us considering this and many others listening in. As we stood amongst the throng of others, we began to feel a powerful sense that we were being chosen specifically for this mission, as if we had the exact qualities that would be needed. We all looked at each other and said, yes, we would do it. We wanted to take the job and help our brothers and sisters on Earth evolve. At this time, we were just pure energy balls of glowing radiant light. We had no names or identities for we were one with the source of all that is. We realized by choosing to volunteer for this project that we would have to enter the density of the third dimension with all its physical laws and its low vibration. This was a dimension that was created so that all life might express itself as matter. It was also created as a place of relativity, where time and space would appear to exist separate from the whole, where there was up and down and good and evil and black and white. Without this dimension of relativity and separation, we could not fully know how truly amazing and beautiful our being is. In this place we are now, there in the place we are now, there is total union, and we know that any appearance of separation is just an illusion. And so we are being asked to help all humanity remember who they truly are. For there are many who are awakening, but there are many who still need help remembering who they truly are. We know that part of the agreement of incarnating into the earth realm is to receive a kind of amnesia. This is because we will also have the opportunity to choose whatever we would like to experience in the world of matter and form. And if we fully knew all that we were, we would not have a true experience. Through these experiences, we will gain compassion and empathy for all beings that feel disconnected from the one source, and get a clearer understanding of all that we are by seeing all that we are not. There's so much to experience in the world of form. This physical dimension is chock full of all the things that come along with being in a physical body. Pain and pleasure, touch and feel, and joy and sadness. They appear separate from us in this dimension, so we can experience them as separate physical sensations when in fact we are just experiencing ourselves, the all that is. We knew that we had already incarnated into the third dimensional earth realm many times, maybe thousands. For the very reason just mentioned, we've chosen to be the murderer and the murdered, the slave and the slave owner, the rich and the poor, the surgeon and the garbage collector. We've lived in castles and been homeless, been male, female, gay, and straight. We've been all races, all religions, communist, Democrat, Republican, athletes, entertainers, scientists, artists, lawyers, and teachers. God wanted to experience it all. So she split itself into infinite pieces. We are those pieces. We are God, experiencing it all. Now, the group of us must go about the work of coming into the third dimension. We will talk about when, where, and how we will meet, the circumstances and the turns in life that will bring us together. It's such a fun process. It engages all the creativity. It's like creating a symphony, a collaboration of ideas that form into a beautiful harmonic sound, each musician offering their unique sound as part of the whole, the purpose of which is to share love. Now the fun of choosing can begin. Your name, your birth date, your parents, your nationality, race, religion, gender, and your sexuality. So many things to experience. There's a store in this place called Choose Your Groove. You line up and choose from an a la carte menu full of every possible combinations of choice. You want to experience being a European, male and gay, just select it on your order form. You want to be an African American raised by two Caucasian lesbians, just put it on the form. The possible combinations are infinite, and we have as many lives as we want to experience it all because we are eternal. We'll never run out of time because time is an illusion. It doesn't really exist. There's just this moment, no beginning or ending. What a fun, amazing opportunity this is. When the time is right for each of us, we will remember who we are and the fear, pain, and suffering that come from the illusion of death, and the illusion of us being separated will vanish and be replaced with peace and unconditional love. We were told by Sunat Kumara that the year of 2017 would be the year we would come together to start working as a group. He said the big shifts of 2011 and 2012 would have happened by then, and many humans would be ready to remember. He said we would all be doing work individually, but as we approach this state, there would be a strong drawing to come together, even though we won't remember why. He also reminded us that we would start forgetting all this as soon as we left the womb. At that point, we are still very close to the source and have all knowing, but the restrictions of the physical body don't allow us to communicate what we know. As each day goes by, we move further and further away from that knowing and step fully into the human experience. I decided that I would choose to incarnate in 1959. I also decided that I wanted to experience being a heterosexual African American male born to two African American parents. I had just returned from my last incarnation, where I was a Caucasian female born to an Italian mom and an Irish dad. Now I would be the second of four boys, and I would choose my name, Michael. It's so cool how we let the parents know the name we choose before we get here and how they think they are the ones choosing. It was now time for the rest of the group to make their choices. Although we had no names or identities at this time, we recognized each other by color of the aura that surrounded our orb of energy. I was green. So Blue stepped up and said, I want to go next. I want to be a heterosexual girl, and I want to be born in 1975 to parents from New Zealand. I want my name to be Annabelle, but they will call me Annie, and I will be the youngest of three children. My parents will be full-blooded second-generation Maoris. Next, it would be Red's turn. I also want to be a girl born in 1972 to Egyptian parents, and I want my name to be Shani, which in Egyptian means wonderful. My parents will be born and raised in Egypt, and I will be an only child. This continued until the whole group chose where they wanted to go and who they wanted to be. We had completed that primary order form at the Choose Your Groove store, and we're going to meet later to discuss the details of our mission. Walking through the mall on our way out, we saw the energies that would become ourselves in the body store. There, the a la carte menu was for things like eye color, blood type, hair, and skin color. The whole mall was much like an assembly line, similar to what you might see in Detroit during the automotive boom. We arrived at the final briefing for the mission, and Sunat Kumar stood before us and told us our portion of the mission. You will come together and form an intergalactic council of light, and your work will involve the raising of the vibrational frequency of all humanity on this planet, which will bring the human species into remembrance of who they are. The result will be a healing of the planet and all its inhabitants and an entrance into the fifth dimension. We were all very excited. Sunat Kumar said, the energy of Source will start drawing all of you together sometime around the year of 2017. Until that time, you are getting individually prepared through your unique experiences that you have chosen. Those experiences will be twofold. First, they will allow you to experience the things you chose, and secondly, they will be triggers to help you remember that you came here on this very important mission. Don't worry, he said. There is nothing you can do that will prevent this mission from happening, even though you have free will. He said, once you asserted your free will to volunteer for this mission, that choice will be the overriding energy of all the decisions you make once you are incarnated. He said, you won't remember this, of course, but when you look back through the path of your life, you will see the threads that were always there that were leading you to this moment. We asked him, how would we recognize each other? And he said, it is encoded in your DNA. It will be a feeling, a familiarity, a knowing that you have been together before. And at some point, you will have flashes of you sitting here with me, and it will become amazingly clear. What of the other 143,995 volunteers? He said, oh, yes, they are all playing a role in this, but you have volunteered to be the carriers of the vision and will be the trigger to activate the others. Once you step forward with your pieces, the others will also start to appear with their pieces. It's a domino effect. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Sunat? Yes, I would be happy to. I am known as the Ancient of Days, and I am the Hierarch of Venus. I have chosen to anchor a filigree ray of light from my heart to each heart on the planet, and I will continue to nourish it and help everyone be quickened by the consciousness of Christ. They all said, how beautiful. Thank you so much for all your love. He said, I am honored, but know by volunteering for this mission, you are doing the same as me. We felt very honored and humbled. He said, I must remind you how challenging this will be. You will have no recollection of this moment. Many times you will feel as though you are alone, for there will be very few people who understand you. He continued, the density of the third dimension and the nature of gravity will weigh so heavy on you. There will be moments when you'll want to end your incarnation here and return home because of the pain and suffering. Know that you are never alone. Know that I am always with you to the end of time. He then said some of the 144,000 will become very comfortable with the physical reality of the third dimension and will have to be reawakened so they can let go of their attachments and remember their reason for being here. Finally, he wanted us to know that in this place, it's hard to overcome the idea of pain and suffering. You see where you are now, you are without a body, and there's only light and love. In reality, that's all there ever is. But because of your amnesia and living in a place of time and space and relativity, where there is good and bad and right and wrong, pain and pleasure, everything can be judged. And in that space, you take in your mind and body the judgments that you make. So then to you, it is real, but sometimes you can be reminded that you are not the body and not this mind, and you go home, a place where there is no pain and suffering. He said, it's not too late to change your mind. No one would blame you, but we all were still totally committed. He said, good. Now I can tell you some of the benefits of being in this dimension. You will be able to feel the touch of love in your mother's hand, the embrace of your father's arms as he holds you, the pain of a bee sting, and the merging of love through sexual union. He continued, you will be able to hear the sound of love through the symphony of music, to smell the aroma of love and taste the flavor of love in every ingredient. He said these five senses are gifts of being in the physical body because they allow you to sense in a body everything you are as a spirit. But you will also, through those same senses, experience everything you are not. This too is a gift of being here. You will feel the slap on the face from your mother, the painful grab on the wrist from your father, the pain of a vicious dog bite, the music of hate, the smell of death, and the taste of sadness and loneliness. These are the things that Source wants to experience through you, the part of Source that is choosing to incarnate into this physical dimension at this time, in this moment. He said, so don't be afraid. You have never been born, so you can never die. When this adventure is over, you will have the choice to choose a different one. The one ads are full of them. So enjoy this adventure. Be happy, play, dance, and sing. We were ready. No more needed be said. Each of us, through our conversation with Sanat Kumar, were given all we needed to strengthen our resolve for the upcoming adventure. All of our communication with each other and with Sunat Kumara in this place was all telepathic, for there were no need for words. As we communicated with each other for the last time without words, there was a great knowing and joy for each other and the journey we were about to embark on. I, the one of the green aura who would be named Michael, it would seem would be the first to incarnate. But since there is only this one moment in effect, we would all be incarnating at the same time. And just like that, we were on our way. In the blink of an eye, poof, November 6, 1959, and I'm inside my mother's womb. It's dark and wet, but I feel very safe and secure. I feel this amazing connection with the entity whose body I am occupying. I have no recollection of where I just came from, but I have a familiarity with the feeling of lightness and floating, a feeling of unlimitedness. It is 4 weeks before my due date, and I'm beginning to feel like I will soon be leaving this place, but I have no idea where I might be going. I continue to eat and grow, but I'm becoming more and more aware of the sounds I am hearing from outside my cocoon, singing, laughing, and sometimes crying. I've been hearing them for a while, and I continue to respond with moments and movements of joy. Sometimes my feet kick, and sometimes my hands that are doing the moving. At the precise moment in time, we would all push our crown through the cervix of the void into the world of matter. Now was that time. We were moving from the high vibration of light and love into the lower vibration of matter and limitation. I could hear the cries of all five of us, of all of us, as we came into the light of this new senses, these five senses. It's as overwhelming as it is amazing. And so our journey would begin. We appeared to be ordinary babies, but so do we all, when in fact there is nothing ordinary about any of us, for we all are a piece of the source, a part of the Immaculate Conception, choosing to be an expression of the source in this dimension. We are all on a unique mission, and each of us in the perfect time will remember that, and then we will know how truly amazing we are. So once again, you are not this body. You are not this mind. You are not the thoughts you're having. You exist outside of time. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not the thoughts you're having. You exist outside of time. Now you know. And in that knowing, all that's left for you is a perfect life with perfect health and a fun, fantastic, magic future. Cheers, everyone. I am David.